Guys, welcome back after that short advert break. Let us now focus on question number 3. So question number 3 is saying that Nazir received a Toblerone chocolate, right, from his friend as a token of appreciation. Study the diagram and the picture below. Right, there we have the diagram as well as the picture, and calculate the perimeter of one triangle. Okay, now looking at it, there's the picture of the chocolates that he received, and then the dimension of the chocolate box basically is given there as well. Now, it's important to note we have basically two different shapes here. We agree. We have a triangle as well as a rectangle, looking at what is presented here. But it says, let's read our question. It says, study the diagram, what we did now, as well as the picture, and calculate the perimeter of what? Of one triangle in millimeters. Right? So basically what I'm looking at is this part here. There's my triangle, right? And what I see is this is 3 centimeters. This is 4,2 centimeters. Right? And we know that if that's 3 centimeters, making this equal side. Nah. So this then equals 3 centimeters as well. Guys, are we fine? So in order to calculate the perimeter of this triangle then, I'll write it like that, perimeter of a triangle. So I'll take the 3 centimeters plus another 3 centimeters plus the 4,2 centimeters as the base here. Right? So let's add that together. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 4,2. That will give us 10,2 centimeters. Right? But now remember, our question stated here that it should be in millimeters. You know 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. So therefore, I'll take the 10.2 and I multiply that by 10. Right? So therefore, this will then be 102 millimeters. Guys, I hope all in all that's clear to all of you. I've looked at only one triangle as indicated, and I calculated the perimeter of that triangle. Very important here is that your answer, it must be in millimeters. All right, let us look at our next question. Question 4 says, Carlton would like to build a T-shaped cage for his birds. Right? Study the diagram of the bird house. There we see it. To answer the questions that follow. So basically what we see here, there's the T shape. Right, there's 1,8 meters here. We see the length from this point to this point is 15 meters. Also here it's 1.2. Then the width here in front is 4,2 meters. Then I can also see there's a missing value D there as well. Okay, so I familiarized myself now with what is presented on paper here. So let's look at our question. Question number A says, calculate the missing value D, and that should be in millimeters. Now, let's make sense of what we have here, right? So, this is what we are looking for, D, right? Now, if I look at this length here, all the way from here to here, it's 4.2 meters, right? What else do I know? That from here to here, so this part basically from here to here is 1.8. Then there's another 1.8 till here. We agree, right? So to make life easy for myself, I'll start by saying D equals, I'll take my 4,2 meters, then I'll subtract this first part here, the 1,8 meters. Then we also indicated that from here to here is another 1,8 meters. We agree? Then it means this is what is left here, which forms part of, which is basically D. Right? I've started with what I know, what is presented here, moving into the unknown. Right? So that will then be 4.2 minus your 1.8 minus 1.8. That will give us an answer of 0.6. Let me just double check that for you. So it's 4.2 minus 1.8 minus 1.8. Okay, so that's indeed 0.6 meters. But now, please remember, the question stated, calculate the missing value D in millimeters. At this point in time, we have an answer in meters, right? So, quick question, how many millimeters in a meter? I agree, 1,000. So, therefore, you'll take your 0.6 meters and I will multiply that by the conversion factor of 1,000. So 0.6 multiplied by 1,000. So that will give us an answer of 600. And note, now it is millimeters. Guys, are we clear? So basically, I found the missing value here, D, that length here. I found that it's 0.6. I took the total length of 4.2 meters minus the known 1.8 meters here, minus the other 1.8 meters that's also known to me. I've ended with 0.6 meters, and thereafter I converted that to millimeters by multiplying that by 1,000. Are we clear, guys? All right. Let us now look at our next question. So question number 5. No, not yet. There's another question here. So that will be 4B. So number 4B says, calculate the perimeter of the T-shaped bird cage. Now, guys, remember, perimeter is what? The total distance around the shape, right? The boundary of any given shape. So always good practice. Start at a particular point and work your way around it. So I will start here at 1.8. So I'll say then, perimeter equals 1.8, okay, plus, remember from here to here, down here, I'm going to take this side now, plus your 15, plus this length here, 1.8, plus down here is 1.2, plus the width all the way here is 4.2, plus, if this is 1.2, meaning opposite sides are equal, rectangular, meaning then this is also 1.2. So I'm going to add the 1.2 together. Then remember now we said D. What is the length of D again? This is 0.6 meters. So 0.6, we calculated it just now. So I'm going to say plus 0.6 meters. Then again, if this here is 15, then opposite side here will also be 15, opposite sides of a rectangle. So I'm going to say plus that 15. And remember, that's all in meters. Guys, are we clear? So let's add all our sides together. 1.8 plus 15 plus 1.8 plus 1.2 plus 4.2 plus our 1.2 plus 0.6 plus another 15. And that will give us an answer of 40.8. So that equals to 40.8 meters. Guys, are we fine? 40.8 meters is the total perimeter of the T-shaped bird cage. How did I arrive at my answer? I added all the lengths together. Guys, are we fine? Still at question number 4. Here we are saying determine the length, right, in meters of Carlton's house if the total length of the bird cage is a third of his house. Okay, so let's quickly go back and say, look at our diagram. Remember, what is the total length? We need that of the bird cage. It's this 15 here plus the 1.2 here, the total length. We agree. Okay, so we can say the total length then is 16.2. Guys, are we clear on that? All right. Now I will move on to our question at hand that says, let's quickly go to, there we go. So basically here, I'll then say the total length, right, of his house. That is what we must calculate. Determine the length in meters of his house. So we will then say, we'll take the 16.2 meters. Remember we are saying, if the total length of the bird cage is equals to 1/3 of his house, so that we will need here. So therefore I'll take the 16.2, okay, multiply by 3 divided by 1, right? So multiply by 3 over 1. Or I can say 16.2 divided by 1 times 3. It will give us the same answer. Okay, so what is the total length of his house then? So therefore, that will give us 48.6 meters, right? Remember, it should be in meters. So I took the length of the bird cage and I multiplied that by 3 over 1. Okay, because it's a third of the house. Okay, guys, let us now move on to question number 5. Question number 5, I'm saying, Ayanda buys some material to make these dishcloths and tea towels, which he then sells at the local taxi rank. the material she buys has a fixed width of 120 centimeters and is then cut into any required length. What else is important here? She cuts the material into rectangular pieces of 30 by 45 centimeters to make the tea towels, and then 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters to make the dish cloths, as shown in the photographs. Now let's look at, there we can see, right? There we have our dish cloth as well as our tea towel. So what is it that we need to do? Further on, the question is stating here that Ayanda wants to make a decorative border on some of the tea towels. Calculate the perimeter of a tea towel using the formula perimeter of a rectangle equals 2 in bracket length plus breadth. Now guys, again, quite a lot of information is presented to us. It's important for you to go and look for the applicable information. Now what is key here? It says calculate the perimeter of the tea towel. Now remember, there are two types, the dishcloth as well as the tea towel. So we have to be very specific. Now I'm going to read, she cuts the material into rectangular pieces of 30 by 40 centimeters to make the tea towel. Right, so this is what we will need. Are we clear? So therefore I'll go in and say 2. What is the length? The length will be, the longer side is 45 centimeters plus the breadth, that will be your 30 centimeters. Are we clear? So let's add together. So it's 45 plus 30. That will give us 75 centimeters. Right, and we know 2 times 75, that will give us 150 centimeters. Guys, are we clear on that? So let us quickly run through this again. I said we need to be very specific, right? It's for the tea towels. What are the dimensions of the rectangular piece? It's 30 by 45 centimeters. So therefore, I'll take then my length, which is the longer side, is 45 centimeters. I substitute the breadth, which is 30 centimeters, into my formula. I've added, by simplifying, 45 plus 30. That gave me an answer of 75. Thereafter, I said 2 times 75, and that ended up with an answer of 150 centimeters. Are we clear? All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you've learned quite a lot today, and I'm also hoping to see you next time. Please stay safe and remember to work every day. Goodbye.